All right, we have everybody here online. We're going to go ahead and get started on our Remine Live webinar. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jonathan Spinetto. I'm one of the co-founders and currently Chief Operating Officer here at Remine. And what we're going to talk about today is the latest feature that we've added to our Remine technology stack and is included for you guys here today, and that is our Remine Live system. And so we're going to talk today about the Remine Live system. How do you set up, Remine Live? How do you advertise a Remine Live? And then we're also going to showcase as well too some agents that did a couple Remine Live presentations, and they had a wonderful time doing it. So just a couple of housekeeping things before we get started. We do have a question and answer box, so please put your questions into the system and we can go ahead and get started. And we can also talk about as well, if you got any questions, go ahead and put them in there in the chat. And we're also going to be doing like a live demo today. So as we go along, don't hold back, ask your questions. We're here to help answer them. So we launched this new feature back in April, but recently just released it out to your market. So we've had a chance to get a lot of good feedback from other agents, but let's talk about Remine Live and what is it? So Remine Live is live streaming that's fully integrated into the Remine platform. So you guys as Remine Pro users, the member benefit provided by your MLS, you can log into Remine Live and create and schedule a broadcast, and then you can do a live stream from the Remine app. And your customers or other agents, they can view from a desktop, a tablet, or a mobile device. And now you as the agent, you can actually have your client host the live stream. So think about this for areas where, again, with Corona and the way that it's affected how real estate is sold, you may want to say, okay, I can't go into that property just yet, but I know that some folks want to be able to see the inside. So you could schedule Remine Live. Think of this as like an open house, right? Where you're scheduling this and then you're broadcasting the feature, and now you can have your client do the walkthrough on the property. So again, we're going to go through and actually show what this looks like today so that you can actually see how all of this works. So I'm going to show you a screenshot here. Now, again, we're going to go through and we're going to do a live demo. And I think also a couple folks I see are asking, this session is recorded. So for those of you that want to play it back at a later date, you'll be able to do that. But like I said, we'll be able to do a live demo as well. And we're going to walk through the process. This is a screen that you see, and we're going to show this live here in a second, where you can actually go through and set that live open house, our Remine Live, to do the live streaming. And again, we're going to walk through this. Now, when clients are viewing it, they can view it on their website, they can view it on their mobile device. There's a number of different ways that you can go through and actually access this, including here on the mobile app, so that customers can watch it. And again, we're going to go through a workflow that shows you how do you create the Remine Live, how do you broadcast it, and how do you actually get customers, into it and access it. So we're going to go through that here on a live demo. But before I go through to that live demo, I want to showcase a success story here with Nicole Clark, who did a live stream, doing it from FMLS, which is an MLS in Atlanta, Georgia. And she was one of our first, users that went right into it and had great time and great success doing that. I'm actually going to send everybody here to who's attending here. I'm going to put a link in the chat. So if you go to your chat window, you can actually go through and see where you actually can click on that link and watch a video of the live stream that Nicole did. And you should definitely take a look at it because it's a good example of how that live stream, worked and how she walked through that property and how she went through all of that, and showcase that property there to her customers. And, one of the things that really Nicole liked was the fact that she could schedule multiple live streams. And that's a very important piece to understand, is that there's no limit to how many of these live streams you can schedule. So if you want to schedule multiple live streams on your property, you can do that. If you want to schedule multiple sessions, you can do that as well too. There's no limit on how many people can attend the live stream session. So you could have 1,000, 5, 1, 100,000. It doesn't matter. And there's no charge to you in any way, shape, or form to host this. So again, a couple of different ways that you can be utilizing on how all of this works. So let's hop in and let's do a live demo. So I'm going to go over to my Remine system, okay? And we're also, just for point of reference, we're also going to share this experience on mobile. So what I'm going to do after we go through the desktop, I'm going to show you how you do this on the mobile device, because something that's very important here to understand is you do need the Remine mobile app to broadcast on the live stream. So once you log into the Remine system, you'll see my listings here. And if you don't have a card here for my listings, you can add it by going to add new card, and you can click on my listings, right? So very simple to do that. Then you can go through and you can pick a listing here and click that icon, right? So this icon right here next to your listings, or you could actually do it inside the listing as well too. A couple of different ways that you can access this, and I'll show you how you can go through and you can create that. So click this button here, and this allows us to create a live open house. Select this option, and now we're going to stream the open house with Remine. You pick a date. We're going to go ahead and pick today. You pick a time. We're going to go ahead and pick, let's just say 12 p.m. Our live sessions last for 30 minutes. If you need more, just schedule another session. We found that most people really are done in about 10 to 15 minutes. And you can see that as well too in the video link that I sent out. Now, this is another important piece for everybody to understand. So in markets where you're not allowed to leave the house, or maybe there's a situation that arose where you need the client to be able to host a live stream, now you have that capability to do that by adding here from your contacts. So if I go in and I type in, let's just see, do I have a contact named John? And if you don't have a contact there, all you need to do is select new contact. And then what this will do is this will send an email to your customer about how to host the live stream for you with this link that's been created. Now, again, just a quick reminder, make sure you have the mobile app, because you do need the Remine app to be able to broadcast for the live stream. And if your customer is going to broadcast the live stream, they need the mobile app as well. So now I've created the Remine Live Open House, and I have that confirmation. So if I go back and I click on this property, what I'll be able to do is I'll be able to see here, I can create a live open house. There's my live open house right now. I can edit it. A couple of important things. So one, I want to point out here, the share link. You see here on my screen, the share link right here. Click on this. Notice how it says copied? Now that link is copied. This is the link that you want to post on Facebook. Some folks create a Facebook event, right? And they put that link in there. And I'll show you again a couple other ideas. In addition to that, we also, we want to take that link, and that's where you want to put that link into emails. If you have an internal office, chat, or if you have other medium, put that share link here. So you click on share link, and now you can copy the share link to wherever you want customers, right? Potential customers, the general public, to be able to come in and see the Remine live stream, right? So a couple of different ways that you can do that. Now, if you've made an error and you want to edit it, all you need to do is hit edit, and you can change the date and time. You made a mistake on the client's no longer going to host. You can change that as well too. A number of different ways that you can go through and update that information there. But one of the things that we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about how, since you've added in a customer, what I want to do is I want to show you what that customer receives as far as information, because I think it's important for everybody to see how this looks. So a couple of things to also go through is, let me show you right now on my screen. This is the email that as a client, you told your client, John Spinetto, that you want them to host this session on Wednesday, May 6th from 12 to 12:30. So now this is the email where it says your agent. Now, obviously, this would be your name. And now they have the instructions here on how to show this here or through the steps that they need to follow. And again, this session is being recorded. So for anyone that wants to come back and watch this through again, you'll be able to follow along multiple times to the sound of the steps that we need to follow here to get this set up. So now this email is gone out to your client. Let's actually go and look and what we need to do to host the Remine Live session so that you can actually see how this works. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to now connect my mobile phone. So give me a second while I connect my mobile phone so you guys will be able to see what does this actually look like on how do you broadcast, because it's very important to understand now that we've set this up, we got to be able to broadcast on our device. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to connect my mobile app. So you're going to see the screen here. It will change in just a second. And now what I'm doing is I'm now inside my Remine mobile app, right? So remember, the Remine mobile app, make sure you downloaded the most recent mobile app. Make sure that you have that mobile app there ready to go. And now you can see here on your screen, you have both the property that we just set this up for, and you've also now have other Remine lives that are going on in the market that you can see as well too. And you can also go through here and see on the map, if you want to do a filter by people that have, by agents that are hosting Remine lives, you can also go through and turn that filter on as well. Oops, turn on satellite there. And so again, so now we have two Remine lives that are occurring right now, or going to occur, excuse me, in the future. So a couple of things. One, here on the daily dashboard, this is where we see what properties that we're going to be doing a Remine Live on. We can also see what other properties have a Remine Live and when they are in the market as well. Think of this as a collection of open houses. Just like if you run an open house search in the MLS, you can see other open houses, right? So here, if I click on, if it's the moment you click on this, and this is also too something good to talk about, we've had a lot of questions about how do people do a test run of a Remine Live. So the way that you do a test run on a Remine Live is, even though that I didn't schedule this until 12 p.m. on today, Wednesday, May the 6th, I can actually start this right now and start broadcasting. So you could have a co-agent, remember that link that we showed you that you need to copy out of the system? You could have one of your associates, a team member, an assistant, a client, if you want, view on that link, and you can actually click on here on the start. And now what you're going to get is, hi everybody, how's it going? Now you can actually have your test, and then you can begin to start Remine Live. And now I am broadcasting live to everyone here so they can see, as I walk through the property. You have a couple options down at the bottom of the screen. You can turn on your flashlight. You can also change your camera. A couple of different things you can do. But I'm going to go ahead and pause, and then as well go back to my initial screen setting. So it's very simple to start the Remine Live. All you need to do is, again, click on that property address and then go through and just hit Start Remine Live. Very simple to broadcast, very easy to do. Now, let's talk about, how does a customer see this? What does it look like on a customer screen? So a couple of things. If you're not familiar with this, everybody on this call has access to one of the most powerful apps in real estate data and collaborations with their customer. That's the Remine Pro tool. Just go into More in the bottom right-hand corner, click on Settings, and then say Switch to Consumer Account. What this is going to allow you to do is, this is going to allow you to go through and see properties that have scheduled open houses, and then at the same time, you can also see what the consumer app looks like as well too. So if I go here, I can see that I have the one here scheduled for Wednesday today at 12 p.m. Now, I'm going to click on this, but remember, I haven't started my broadcast yet. So what happens is that, I can go through and I can click watch, right? And as soon as the live tour starts broadcasting, I would see that information here, but nothing is being broadcast right now, right? Because again, it hasn't started. Remind live Wednesday, May 6, 12 p.m. And I could also add it to my calendar as well too. So a number of different things that I can do to be able to see that. Now, when you share that link, the link to this page, this is what allows you to get to that page and to be able to see that information there. So it's very, very handy and very easy to use. So I'm actually going to go back to the desktop, because what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to show you online what does this look like, for example, when I, as a customer, connect into online, and I want to be able to go through and I want to be able to see information. I want to see the Remine Live tour as it happens here on the desktop. So give me just 1 second while I get my screen adjusted here, and I share with this particular filter. So 1 second here, and let me reshare my screen. So now here I'm on the site, and the link would take you to this, right? So now you can see that there's a Remine Live today. You can watch the open house. You click on this, and that right now, since nothing has, so you see that I had my earlier broadcast, right? And I can see here as well, I can also make this larger, or I could also make this smaller. So I recorded something very quickly and I paused it, and now we're broadcasting here like that. Now, one of the things that, again, is very easy to do, you just go into your Remine system here on your daily dashboard. You can click the icon to create your open house, or you can create it here inside the property details page. Share the link out online, because there's a lot of neat ways that you can get this out. So for example, if you have a virtual tour field in your ad edit system, right? Put that URL into that ad edit system so it'll be syndicated out. Share it on social media, right? Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, things like that. Remember, download and update the Remine mobile app. If you don't have the most up-to-date Remine mobile app, you won't be able to broadcast appropriately. So if you invite your customers, they need to also have the app as well. Now, a couple of questions have come across, and I want to help mention, we have some really neat features coming. So soon, probably within the next few weeks or so, this month, you will be able to record your session and make it available for later viewing, and share the link of that recording as well too. Now, this could be multiple sessions on a property. It could be multiple properties. Again, there's no limit to how you can utilize this feature. This is a member-provided benefit of your value add of being part of Real Comp MLS. There's no charge for all of this recording. And also what's nice about this is these recording links, for many of you that use other systems like Facebook and YouTube, those companies are obviously selling ads on top of your data. Remine is a closed system. The recording and everything inside of our system does not get monetized in any way, shape, or form. This is private information. So when you record those videos, you have a secure Dropbox, is a good way to think of it, of how to be able to distribute those videos. Also, we're adding in the feature to be able to chat with your viewers. So if you got a viewer on the line and they say, well, could you show me the kitchen again? Could you go in a little bit more detail into the backyard and tell me about, what is out there? You could also do that as well too. And as well, we're also adding it to your public profile, because as you know, with Remine Pro, everybody has a forward-facing page that then they can use as a lead generation tool inside Remine. Now, again, a couple of things real quick, some next steps. Make sure you download and update your application. If you don't have the most up-to-date app, then you won't be able to do the broadcast, and you won't see the neat features in there as well too. Also, we have some really great cheat sheets online at support.remine.com. So check that out. Some 1, 2, 3, 4 steps on how to schedule and how to set up a Remine Live. It's pretty intuitive. So really appreciate everybody attending today and everybody going through and asking several questions that Nicole has been able to address as we've been going through. So this is, again, if you got any questions, please let us know, reach out. You can get a hold of me at jonathan@remine.com. I'll go ahead and put my my email in here so that you guys can all have this. So if I do jonathan@remine.com, there you go. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. You know, I'm always available, happy to answer any questions, and let us know what you think. Let us know what you thought of Remine Live, and feel free, share us, tell us, hey, you had a great experience, you had a bad experience. We want to hear your feedback. We want to learn more. So thank you so much for being a customer of Remine Live and Remine Pro system. Please reach out anytime. And one other question I saw that popped up before we depart, you do not need the mobile app to view. Your customers can view on that link that is in there, and you can, that share link can be viewed without a mobile application. So whether they're on their tablet or desktop computer, they can view. So again, thank you everybody for your time. Stay safe out there and have a great day. Thank you so much.